What a gloomy, rainy day. The perfect day to work inside on my mega base, don't you think? Luckily for us, the exterior of the base is looking absolutely fantastic and is coming together so quickly. And we're officially at the point where people who come into my base to get out of the rain can, because we have a ceiling at the very least. Okay, so there's a couple of leaks in places still, but you know, we're working on it. Most importantly, I think when people visit a base like this, they want to explore the interior, see what's inside, walk around all of the rooms. And right now we have a couple of rooms, a great hall and a cozy kitchen down in the basement. But other than those and my storage room, that's kind of it. So today I think we should officially expand on that. This floor is going to be the focus of my attention today. It's, well, the rain still gets in. And it's a little bit rough in here. We need to work out our paths of travel, what the windows actually look like, and how the heck we get all the way up there. So yeah, speaking of, we need to talk about a game of pretend that we're going to be playing in this base. I built these diorite towers. Let me show you them from the outside. They go all the way up and down the center of this base. And unlike this tower here, it's actually attached fully to the whole interior. This is fairly intentional because we're going to pretend that this is a spiral staircase. Or you could like not pretend if you want and just be okay with it being a bubble elevator, but it's gonna be a bubble elevator because walking up a spiral staircase that's really tall in Minecraft makes me a little bit dizzy. So there we have it, our first path of travel from our storage room up into this area where we're going to be working today. We're also gonna use these white towers for elevators into the main library, and we're gonna use them as our way down. That feels like a pretty good path of travel to get us started today. Now, second problem of the day, our floor. So this layer right here is the ceiling for the room down below. And I was originally just gonna have the floor be right here, but that's a little bit short for these windows, right? I think the ideal floor height for this room is actually right here. Hold on, let's just mark that in. So then we can have like a nice border on our windows like that. It's still 2 blocks high, which is a little high for the player, but I think for the scale of the room, it probably will work, especially with furniture up against it. Then we have the problem of this window, because if we bring this floor at that height to this window, it actually blocks the window. No good. No good at all. For this window, I'm thinking I'm going to do something probably maybe a little bit controversial. I'm going to cover it up. We're not going to be able to look out this window. Now, the benefit of covering this up is not only will we not be able to see Joel's rainbow, we also get to do a lot more fun things with this window in general. We have a lot of options with this window. We could do a layered glass effect coming back, but we don't have a ton of room right here. So instead, I think for right now, I'm gonna actually just do lights so that this window will look like it's glowing, which could look so cool from the outside. There we go, making the inside considerably uglier, but I think on the outside, things just got a lot better. Shroom lights actually might look a lot better. But you understand my vibe, right? Nice glowy window, especially at nighttime, which thankfully the sun is setting. It's really gonna pop, I think. Here we go, in sunset. Yeah, I mean, it just gives a lot of life to the base at nighttime. If this was a creative mode build and not a survival mode build, I would actually do that to all of the windows. I would make them solid glass and I would put a cool pattern behind them. Problem with doing that in a survival mode build is you lose all of your interior space. So instead, for these windows that I actually want to be able to see out of in survival mode, we're gonna just put 1 layer of glass and also a layer of diorite. So they're still getting a little bit thicker, but not too thick that the interior doesn't work anymore. But you know what, this middle part should probably be diorite. First window is in, many more to go. You can see it does make it a little bulky, but I think we can work with that in the interior. For now, let's get the rest of this flooring in. Right, it's at least walkable on this layer now, which is a big improvement. The next thing we need to worry about is the ceiling and also the walls. We obviously don't want to be able to see this roof anymore. This roof is kind of an illusion. You enter into this grand hall and this looks like the underside of one of these roofs. It's not at all, but it really adds to the grandness of the base, and so I like having it there. We're gonna hide it with a wall. We're gonna do this on both sides, so basically in the end, you won't even know it's here when you're walking through these rooms. This is probably my favorite part of building a base this big. You get a lot of freedom with the interior. Double walls, double ceilings, places where you can hide really big features. It should all come together fairly well, I think. Also, all of this is going to be squared off to get rid of the shape of this tower and make it look like a proper wall. Anywhere with a weird transition, we're just going to put a pillar. This is already making it feel like a proper room or a hallway instead of a bunch of weirdly connected towers. So the next part of fixing the vibe is adding a doorway right here. I picture this wing being like kind of a guest room, maybe. I want like a living area, a study, and probably a bedroom all fit into this corner. And first we need an epic, proper royal entrance into that. So we're gonna settle a big wall right here. We kind of luckily already have the divisions for this room because obviously it has to focus around these big windows. They are places where we cannot put a wall. Not really anyways. It would look much better to have the walls in between them. So we can have one there and one there. We can technically have another here, but I think I want the rooms to be kind of grand. I like the placement of that, I think. You have to imagine the path of travel from here, turning a corner, and then you're presented with a big entrance right here into these hallways. And I actually want to make this wall a different color. I grabbed some moss because I think a green wall would really contrast well with the red. Man, maybe it'll be a touch Christmassy, but that's a cozy vibe too. I have to use some colors in the rooms of this base that isn't just red. So I think doing that in the wallpaper is a great idea. That is going to be perfect. Now, importantly, we don't want the next doorway to be also in the center because otherwise you'll look through this doorway and you'll see all the way into the next room. And actually there isn't much of a next room beyond this, so we really don't want to break the illusion of this being like really grand. We want to keep people thinking this is a huge never-ending room. So we're gonna break the line of sight with a sideways door, although it could be maybe one more this way. Maybe, I don't know. And I think as our centerpiece of this room, when you look through, I've been wanting for a while to do a fireplace. I don't know exactly what this will look like, but I imagine it needs to be grand like that and going all the way up to the ceiling. Hold on, I feel like I should probably make the ceiling exist. The room is coming together really well. It's amazing how quickly some walls and a ceiling bring everything together. More importantly though, Joel's online right now and I think I have payback to enact. My problem is my spear does not have fire aspect. I could fix that though. I could fix that. Surely Impulse has a fire aspect guy, right? Ooh, wait, he's got them labeled. Flame. Oh my gosh, they're in alphabetical order. Nice. Let me get rid of some of my blocks just in case this goes south. Here we go. Nailed it. Oh, this tree grew. That's so lovely. Hold on a second. Yep. Thanks, Joel. Yeah, look at me. Sunshine and rainbows. That's me. Oh, he's got such a long walk. His base is so giant. Kind of forgot what he looked like without the hat.
Take the hat off. You
but
don't deserve to wear the hat.
I look so good in it.
You do. It looks pretty good on your skin. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, fair play. You got me. We're 1-1. We're even.
1-1.
1-1. I was saving up my enchanting level, so I hope you feel bad.
You were saving them for what?
I wasn't actually. I was just trying to make you feel better.
There's no way this late in the season you need enchanting.
No,
levels.
I don't. Oh, that was. I tabbed out for a second. I need to be more on my wits, especially with you and Skiz online.
Yeah.
Stupid.
We're coming for you.
Stupid. Yeah. You don't worry. Enjoy building your castle. Don't expect anything. Are you covered in blood? Is that blood on your arm? Is that what it's meant to be?
No, it's a dragon tattoo.
Oh.
Obviously.
Just looks like a big blob.
Maybe it's your blood.
Oh, maybe it's your blood.
Hey. Okay. Back to work. Thanks for the head, Joel. I am happy to report that the next stage of this base is going to involve some of these lovely new blocks. I actually don't know if I collected enough sulfur. We may end up having to go back. I wasn't expecting to use yellow in this build, but I've been looking through some of my reference pictures and I noticed that gold trim is used a lot in these types of really regal type of interiors. Here's a picture I took on one of my trips to England, and you can see a lot of the details in the ceiling and the crown molding that I'm talking about. I'm gonna try to do that here with sulfur and I guess quartz. Why didn't I grab any quartz? We've kind of already got a base for some crown molding where it would obviously go around these windows, and I want to do kind of the same thing on the flooring here. I'm not sure if we start with quartz and then do some sulfur, if that might work. Maybe sulfur stairs though. Hold on. The brick form in these just has slightly more saturation, which I think is gonna work. So we go along with a trim like this and then add in our gold. Around the bottom of our windowsills, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and use a bunch of shelving. Now, we're gonna need a lot of hidden lighting around here, and that's something we need to think about now to get rid of the torch spam. And unfortunately, lights do not go through shelves. So instead, I'm gonna replace out some of these with trapdoors. Hopefully that'll look okay. And we can just pop a frog light behind it and everything ends up being lit up. I feel like we can get away with that. The reason I brought a bunch of bamboo is because this, when stripped, is also a really good block that could represent like gold. Kind of. And it's really nice that it's in wood form because then we can get fences, gates, and shelves in this color. I'm thinking we're gonna need a lot of shelves for this. I said good morning sunshine to Mumbo and he left. I'm gonna use the bamboo to border a bunch of these pillars. This might be like too much. There might be too much happening, but I think it's gonna add a really nice gold detail. I've got more hidden lighting up here in the crown molding, which is definitely important. And admittedly, the top of the windows here are a little weird, but I'm hoping from all the way down here, you literally can't even see that looks weird. I don't think anybody's gonna look at that. I think that's fine. This looks really strange, and I think the only way to fix it is probably more shelves. Honestly, these shelves have been in the game for like 5 minutes, and I already feel like I couldn't build an interior without them. Can't wait for cushions, by the way. I'm gonna save a lot of my furniture probably for when the update that adds cushions to Minecraft comes out, because that's gonna be epic. And speaking of furniture, I've been trying to decide what each room of this place is going to be. So I've been looking at even more references, and I realized not only do I have references from England, but I also visited the Royal Palace in Stockholm, Sweden while I was there, getting a lot of inspiration from that because I tend to take pictures of like all of the up-close things whenever I get the opportunity to visit real life, really cool architecture. I just take so many pictures. Couple of pictures on screen now that involve that same type of gold detailing that I'm talking about, and I think we can totally pull off a chandelier right in the center here. It's gonna take some work though. Let me finish the rest of the crown molding first. Okay, I've been working hard on the flow and overall feel of this interior, and I think it's going so well. I really like the way this is so grand leading into this wing. It's gonna be so cozy and so regal looking. Let's do a little chandelier right here in the center of this hallway. I feel like it just absolutely needs one. And I think that's actually pretty good. These ceilings are high. Okay, went completely silent there to figure this out, and I didn't even figure out anything great. I'm probably going to change this design, but at least it's a placeholder of a chandelier. You can definitely see the vision. Now, while we're on the topic of lights, it's time for some candles. Those look like great wall details. I think we'll get some here too. This wall could change. The wall could be sulfur. I was just thinking sulfur is probably a little bit overused at this point, and maybe the darker color kind of goes with like the candle soot or whatever. I don't know. It might be a little busy and contrasty, but I actually think busy and contrasty is something we want. Yeah, that's right. We're still not ready for furniture. We must now focus on the flooring and the walls. Everything in this space needs to be really busy in order to look good. The wallpaper, the flooring, the rugs, everything in these palaces that I go in is like perfectly thought out. So we need to try to repeat that here. For starters, I'm going to put some different patterns in the wallpaper along here. And can't forget about the flooring, although I'll admit I don't exactly know what I want to do for the flooring yet, but this is a good start. I can feel myself getting a little lost in the details here, so I want to focus in on something a little bit more magical, if we can. We have most of the framing of this room now worked out. It has admittedly taken me so many hours to do this. I don't know why interior takes me so long, but it really does take me a while. I want to focus on this wall now and add some redstone to it. I found a 14-year-old video making moving screens in Minecraft. That's a long time ago to have done that, and I'll link it down in the description, but I want to use that concept to basically make a moving painting in my base. And I don't have a tutorial for this, and I'm not very good at redstone, so bear with me. I'll do my best for a second. I'm gonna need a bunch of repeaters, probably a few comparators, at least. Pistons. Okay, I think I have roughly everything that I need to at least get started. Let me take you to the area where we're going to be doing redstone. This wall right here. I've been racking my brain trying to think of what to do with it. And I know all of you are gonna want me to do some type of secret thing, right? Because we have this whole gap right here against this wall. And a secret passageway could be cool, but I think what would be even cooler is redstone. Yeah, I think we're gonna need at least 5 wide. So this is the height that gives us 5 blocks to work with for our redstone. I don't have a tutorial, so this is going to be the bulkiest redstone you've ever seen in your whole entire life, okay? This is gemstone, and Gem doesn't know very much about this. Now let's knock out the wall in front of this so I can see where it goes. First of all, we are not centered. Let me keep going. This is a big painting. It might even be too big. Hold on. I mean, yeah, it's the length of the entire wall. But that could potentially be really cool. In the video I watched, the moving panel was really tall, but I think the most I can do here is probably like 4 blocks. Using moss as my temporary placeholder for where the painting itself is gonna go while I figure out the redstone bits. One of the corners is our starting corner, so that one's filled in. The rest of them are empty. I want these pistons to be hidden here, so I need to put them this way. Okay, that one pushes that way, so these ones need to push this way. All of the redstone components are gonna go on cobblestone, and this is gonna be our problem one because it needs to push this way. I'm hoping we'll be able to do something creative here with the repeaters. If I actually get away with hiding a full moving painting back here, I'm gonna be so happy. I think this makes sense so far. All I need is a clock, so this one should get powered first, and then this one. So maybe we put it on a delay? Dude, I'm guessing, I don't know. And then we put these on a little more of a delay. And then we put these on like the maximum amount of delay. Yeah, that's probably fine. And for my next trick, an etho hopper clock, I think. Probably. Hopper, sticky piston, block of redstone, comparator, block, and some redstone dust. I bet you didn't know I knew how to build one of those. I bet you didn't. I didn't even look at a tutorial. I just knew that. There is absolutely probably a better way to do this. I just want to put that out there before this goes any further. I'm gonna use this in this way. So every time this redstone block moves over, it's gonna power this line, and I'm gonna put like 5 blocks in there. So it's gonna move over fairly frequently. Okay, if I power this, yeah, obviously, Gem, that doesn't work. Okay, hold on. Aha! We're close. What does that do? just realized I don't even know if levers push moss. So that's the entire concept of my moss farm. Oh, I knew that. I knew that. Luckily, the moss is temporary anyway, so let me just keep cooking on the redstone for a second. Okay, so we got super long line of redstone. Coming all the way down here. And it's gonna connect into those. Okay. Now we power this one. It doesn't power that one. And it does power that. Okay, we're good. Now all we need is to power these ones, which is like super easy. The important thing is it's one after the other. So these are going at the same time. That's not good. I need them to not go at the same time. I think all we gotta do is delay this last one more. Yeah, now it's this. Okay, I'm doing redstone so good I literally forgot how to eat. Hold on. Yeah, it's 2014 again. Gems learning redstone. I feel like I've nailed this. It can't possibly be done better than that. Right, turning off the clock for now. I need a bunch of concrete powder. Thankfully, I'm pretty sure I have a ton of gravel and sand. Yeah. Got tons. I'm gonna grab up just a bunch of colors. All right, moment of truth. Should see this move. Or not. Important redstone lessons with Gem. Pistons can push a maximum of 13 blocks. This is common knowledge. Everybody knows this. Obviously, everybody knows this. Every setback will simply make the design better. It's fine. Everything's good. Okay. I don't mean to alarm anybody, but I think my redstone's working. I'm a genius, dude. That, my friends, is a whole painting that moves. I'm gonna rearrange these pillars. Originally, I had them lined up with these, but they so don't have to be. This is so exciting. This feels like a pretty easy job for a shelf right here, just to clean this up. Then maybe a staircase at the top and some slabs. It'll cut off a little bit of the painting, but I think that's okay if we consider that it's a frame. Yeah, that looks so interesting. All we need is the crown molding and a little detail on each side to cover up that. Redstone is officially hidden. This will look even better once we get a bunch of furniture and like bookshelves and stuff all along this wall. But for now, I'm really proud of this and I need this to stop looking like a toddler's modern art and put an actual landscape or something in here to move. I think it'd be way more interesting with that. Let's grab our concrete powder. Since this is my first go at a moving painting, I'm going for something super simple and we're just gonna do a basic pixel art landscape. Should come across fairly well from a distance is what I'm hoping. Okay, and then we need a sun and somehow a sunset. Like that maybe. Oh, let's get some purple. That's what we're missing. This is such a tedious and small detail in the overall perspective of my base, but I'm actually having so much fun doing it. I feel like the more I add, the more ideas I end up getting, and it just kind of snowballs like crazy. Moment of truth. Let's see how our sunrise looks. So far, I'm really enjoying all the color. I actually had a thought that maybe we could slow down the entire painting. So it's not like obviously moving, but every time you come up, it's on a slightly different frame. That might reduce the noise of it, although it's so far away, to be honest, it's not noisy from this interior. But that might also be a fairly whimsical option if we want to go with it. But for now, I am so pleased with my redstone. I know that this is a fairly simple piston pushing thing, but I did this without a tutorial and I don't do redstone, so I feel so good about this. I also feel so good about the lack of torch spam in this room. Look at this. I've cleaned it up almost completely. This whole space is wide open and ready for some simple furniture. We want some like simple benches, simple shelves, maybe some like display things with like stone statue heads or something. I don't know. It's stuff that fits the vibe of this room. For now though, I think that's about all the time I have for today. Gosh, what an episode. We really zoomed in today. Did a moving painting with redstone and one whole interior room. Technically, we cleaned up a lot of the wing, but there's more details to come in this way. Today's been such a contrast from the previous episode where we worked on the exterior of the base. We kind of got a view of the big picture in the previous episode. And in this episode, we really zoomed in to just that room right there, which is crazy. We have a lot of those rooms to do, so there's going to be quite a variety of episodes coming up. And if you have any more ideas or any interiors or anything, definitely let me know. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this episode. I'm sorry about my redstone skills, but it was fun to work on them a little bit today. Let's end this video with a little showcase of the build so far.